Hello friends, welcome back to the studio. I'm Beatriz Fedele. Today we are for a treat. We're gonna be painting leaves, yes, the fall color leaves, but we're gonna give it a twist. We're gonna paint it using the negative painting technique, and it's gonna be really fun. So let's get your supplies ready and let's start painting. These fall leaves and using the negative painting technique is gonna be a lot of fun. I'm doing the wet on wet technique because I want all of them to blend nicely in my paper right now without having any hard edges. And I have already started here having some of my primary yellows, and I also have a pile here of my Indian yellow. And I'm gonna drop some in different areas. So now I'm switching to my Indian yellow. The next to the primary yellow almost looks like if it is an orange, but it's a yellow. And I'm dropping again. I know that it's diluting here, so I'm trying to get it with a little bit more color. The only thing that I'm looking for here is I don't want to have any white. I just want to have it all with the cover. And once this is so, I'm gonna let it dry by itself because they're gonna give me more embedded blending. I'll be back as soon as this is dry. Let's start making some darks with my paint. And then I'm gonna get the Undersea Green. Then to this Undersea Green, I'm gonna let's bring some Sap Green. Okay. And to this mixer here, I like it like that. But for variation, I'm gonna bring a little bit of blue. This is the, I believe that's the French one. I'm gonna have one ready with water. And let's get the darker green. And what I'm gonna do first is gonna separate some of these areas, one leaf from the other, by doing the negative painting. Now we're painting negative, carving these leaves out of the background. And I had to be careful that I don't lose the tips of my leaves. Okay, now this is where I have my water brush, and for the moment being, I'm gonna have that as a stepping point. What we're gonna do with it, I'll show you in a minute. See how little by little the leaves are appearing? Just by putting all these dark colors. I want it darker here in the inside. And then I'm doing the negative painting. I'm being very careful carving the shape of my leaves. I have to be careful because I don't want it for them not to look realistic, right? Because that's the style that we're painting in. So, but then once I have that, then I can go freely and fill this up. No problem. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start, still gonna bring that. And then as I come out, I'm gonna start bringing the other one that I did, that it was more green. Start bringing that here. And do this. I'm getting it wet now where I got water. I'm putting this on hold, but we're gonna do something with this as well. Back to the dark color. Drop some of that. Drop some over here. I don't want it to be all the sudden one color and then the other. That dry, so it's giving me a hard edge. So let's just take that one out. The hard edge away. We're working in small places, so
a small area, so this is easy to do. If we were making it bigger, it would be more complicated. Getting closer to that edge. And now we're gonna start concentrating onto the one over here. So switch to the Sap Green better. More of a transition, better transition. Okay. And now, yeah, I'm gonna bring water all the way to the edge. And now I'm bringing water back over here. Now I have to be careful and finish doing this this edge good, especially the tip. Okay, nice. And little by little here, let's put the sapphire around here. We will turn this into more yellows or reds. We'll see. Taking all the water out, pushing all the way to the edge. Water. And now I'm gonna concentrate into, with the Undersea Green, into start making these edges. The edge is gonna take me the longest, and I don't wanna have a hard edge, so I put the water first. You see what I did? Put the water, then I come with the darker color, and then as I get closer to the edge, then I take my time into building the edge or shape of the leaf. Okay. A little bit more paint. We want this to be dark. Okay. And now we do this here. Switch to water. Water over here. A little bit of that. And I'm gonna switch to the gold green because I want to start brightening this up and eventually bringing yellow, so that then if I bring green and red, they're opposite colors on the color wheel. And guess what I'm gonna have? Yeah, I'm gonna have brown. But if I put green with yellow, then I'm gonna brighten it up. And then if next to the yellow I put my reds, then I can have nice oranges and reds. So that's the strategy here. Let me start bringing some of those now. I'm waiting so that I have time for all of these not to get too hard edge. All right, Indian yellow. Okay. Now I have my barrier between the green with the yellow, and now I can start bringing some of my, let's start with some pinks right here. I got permanent rose. Okay. See, now I'm being able with this to make some oranges. Water. I'm gonna make myself a stopping point right here as I go around. Okay, stopping point. Now, let's get the Indian yellow. Yellow is a color that dries faster than the other colors. Don't know why. Also, it can push some other colors away. So keep that in mind. It's my little bully. Okay. And now we come over here with gold green, and starting to get brighter than that, but nevertheless it's a green, so it's not that we forgot about it. Now it's giving us that barrier. We still have the barrier between them and the reds. And now I'm gonna go with this dark color. I'm gonna bring it out one more time. Let us spread into the green, lighter green. So kind of like it's coming out from the center. Now you see how our leaves are popping up so nicely. Continue to do these greens here. I want this kind of on the green side, obviously. Gold green, sap green, sap green thicker, less water. Now water, so that I can have a stopping point with a wet area that I know that it's not going to give me hard edges. And then I can start working with the Undersea Green, Sap Green, and Gold Green mixture. Start putting some of those around here. Okay, let's bring them around here too. And then we're gonna start bringing the very dark ones. Now I'm gonna have to be careful because by doing this, I didn't leave myself a good area to rest my hand. That's okay. The dark color, this is drying too fast, so we need to start here. Okay. My main thing is keep the tip of the leaves straight. Don't eat into them. Water. Let's bring a couple of that here for variation. And we go back to being careful and doing our negative painting. This negative painting is bringing our leaves so beautifully with this background of different colors. And it's a different way to do fall leaves, but it's a beautiful, it gives us beautiful results. I love it. I don't use it all the time, no, but I think that it has a place, and that's what I like to use it. Now, this is dry enough that we can go ahead and start bringing the gold green again, and then clean this up, and then just go with water. Again, not a whole lot of water. I'm not drenching this with water. I'm just blending some of that color into this color. All right, let's just finish this background. We got a big mess right here. So back to our reds. We haven't brought the reds in a while. There's a little bit of the cobalt red. No, cobalt cadmium. What am I talking about? I'm making a new color. As far as I know, they don't have a cobalt red, but they do have a cadmium red, which is the one that we're using. Okay, I need to, you guessed it, I need to get closer to this edge. So to do that, I'm having my brush Indian yellow, but I'm picking some of that red, so it's giving me kind of like oranges colors, and I'm liking that. Okay, there it goes. Now, yes, this, let me rinse my brush. Let's bring tap, tap, tap. We don't like those hard edges. Tap, tap, tap here too. Tap it a little bit. And for this, yeah, let's bring a little bit of that red somewhere here too. Okay. Let's see. How is this looking? We can have it like this. We can have it like that. This is one of those paintings where people will decide how to hang them. All right, I think it's looking good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna dry this so that we can start working on the leaves. So our background is dry, and now what I did is I traced a few more leaves that we're gonna make them pop out by continue to do negative painting. So what we're gonna do now is I have the same colors that I got here, but in a little bit stronger versions of them. This one is the dark green. We're gonna put it around, and then we're gonna carve these ones by doing the negative painting. Now I'm gonna start making a second layer, and then we're gonna have another leaf up here. So we go with that one. Now the green gold. Bring the green gold. Water. And we allow these two to blend. Okay, nice. Over here, I'm gonna wet. Let's wet this area. I have a little bit of that green. Oh, no, I said that was my green gold. Oh, well, let's take that one out. And then just go with water, bring the green gold. Okay. I want to get here some Indian yellow. So that I can have a barrier between my greens and the reds that I'm gonna drop now. So that one goes. Okay, blending, nice blending. Yellow here for some blending. And now we bring our red, and this time we're gonna go full force, meaning I am not diluting it. Okay. Once again, I need to go with only water. These are gonna do whatever they wanna do, but I'm trying not to, for the green and the red, not to mingle too much. Okay. Let's keep moving around. Gonna leave that alone. This is gonna be a lost and found edge. I'm gonna wet this part right here. Going back to the red. And we will do something with these ones. We're not gonna let them be so bright. I'm just taking care of the outside first. Did you see how I'm carving? This is negative painting at the best. If we were having a background, now I'm coming with the color, a stronger color. I'm gonna get some of these yellows. And look how my other leaf is popping out because of the magic, and not the magic, but the technique of the negative painting. Okay, let's go back to bring some Indian yellow. I'm gonna get some of my cadmium red. I'm putting it in a couple of places here and a little bit around here too, so it's not all red and yellow with just one variation. Okay. I'm gonna bring water, a hint of red here and here. The green over there is already dry, so they're not gonna give me browns. We're gonna start turning this into yellows and green golds. And I'm gonna bring it till here. I'm gonna make this white area my stopping point. Get the gold green, the green gold over here. Yes, I got a little thing of water that got inside. And then we're gonna have a lost and found edge. So our brain, let's get a little bit of sap green, maybe 4 here. Our brains are gonna fill up the spaces they are there. It always does. So we don't need to draw or paint, in this case, everything. Okay. And now I don't want to have that hard edge, so come with water. Maybe a little bit of that gold green. And we leave this part alone. Oh my goodness, look how pretty all of this is coming. I hope you like it, because I am loving it. Now when we got busy backgrounds like this, then you don't have to worry so much about having, I'm going back now to the very dark color. You don't have to worry too much about, oh my God, am I having a little bit of a blossom, or it's not perfectly evenly, because of the variation of the colors allow us to do some of these things, which is actually really, really nice. Okay, so let's just say this goes like this, and say it keeps going, and we lose it over. Let's continue to do this, make this one and this one pop up. Let's wet. Okay, and then now we're gonna bring reds. I'm gonna bring it around here. Especially around here. This is already there, but it just, we need to have, this is too pale. And now we go with the Indian yellow. Now we got another leaf coming out of there. And this is, all this is gonna make more sense once we start putting some color onto these ones, which we are about to do very soon. Okay, these are the reds. And now that this is wet, I'm gonna wet this too. I'm gonna leave this pretty alone. Bring some of the dark greens, because this needs to tidy it up a little bit. Otherwise it almost looks like they are two different things. We don't want that. Gold green. Gold green. And sap. Something that is sharp. And we're gonna start wetting this one here. This one has that one on top and part of that one on top and part of this one on top. So it has quite a bit. So all the part will have to be a little bit darker than the rest. Indian yellow. Put a couple here, then just blend these two with water. And now we're gonna go ahead and start bringing our red, but I think that this red is gonna be a little too bright, so I'm gonna add some neutral tint to it so that it looks more like it's in the shadow, like not as bright as that. And then we go like if it is for more to less. Now, while this is wet, then I'm gonna re-wet just in case. I'm gonna bring a little bit of this that I have in my brush here too. Let's bring the Indian yellow one more time. A little bit darker, so we have a little bit of transitions of oranges, red, orange. I don't like that line up there. Okay. And then just with the tip, we need to bring all of this here. Now that I have it, I'm gonna get my scrubby, the thing that is sharp, and then I'm gonna make the veins of these leaves pop up. Okay. Indian yellow around here. I want it a little bit thicker because I am not gonna go with red this time. Just gonna go with that. And then just water. I'm wetting it. And then we're gonna do a little bit, a hint of pink in this tip and everything else very yellow. So instead of using the red, I'm gonna use the permanent rose, which is a lighter color. Now I'm dropping some around. Don't need to do it everywhere, so totally I kind of like that. But one thing that I'm gonna do now though is, since I have this wet, I'm gonna go ahead and scrub the veins. So when we put some color, the veins will look with a little bit of color. So go like that, this. Getting some Indian yellow. Perhaps a little bit darker. Set over here. Permanent rose, so I think that we could, because we have a lot of green out there. So to have a little bit of hint of pinkish red will be actually good. Okay, maybe a little bit darker. Let's look at it once more. We got yellows, we got these kind of greenish yellows, reds, got this green and red. Maybe we should do a green one. Let's do this slightly green. Let me wet a little bit of the Indian yellow too. I don't know about you, but I love the fall. I'm so ready for it. to see all these leaves. Unfortunately, where I live, we don't get to enjoy much of the fall color changings. But I dream of the places that they do have it. And nevertheless, it's nice to know that they are there. I'm going now with the gold green and bringing it here. Okay. And since we have that, let's get a little bit of the sap too. And with this sap, I'm gonna go onto these crevices. It needs to be with less water. But sometimes when you put less water, then it's hard for the paint to leave your brush, which is okay. Nice. Now back to the Indian yellows. I'm gonna make this edge a little bit more yellowy than this other one here. And here I am coming with the cadmium yellow. Oops, too much of the sap. Went a little bit darker, but not that dark. All right. Yep. Ooh, we are all right. Let's finish this painting. It's looking really good. Oh my God. Look at this brightness and all these colors. It's just a happy painting. And now we only had to deal with these two and we can call it done. I'm making this up a little bit as I go. So now I'm thinking, should I make this red or it will be too much red? But if this one is green already, what color should we go with? I think that I'm gonna do something maybe similar to that. Put it over here, meaning we're gonna allow most of this color to show through. The light color that it was with the very first layer of Indian yellow that we pour over the whole paper, how we started the painting. So, water, permanent rose, a little bit thicker, maybe a little bit here, because I'm trying for this to get the impression that it's turning to us. And Indian yellow. And now we're just gonna pick some of these with water and I'm just gonna blend it so that it's light. I like this to be light. Makes a good contrast against all this background. But what if we bring a hint, just a little hint of the green gold. That way it's a little bit different than the one in the top to get some variation. My favorite season. I like it because not where I live right now, but where I grew up, it was where the days are starting to get a little bit shorter and a little bit cooler, but not cool enough like the winter. So you still go outside, you still enjoy your day doing, with a little light sweater or with a sweater and a light jacket. But then you come home and then you feel like just, get under and the couch under with a little blanket in your feet, and then maybe watch TV, read a good book. I love those evenings like that. Okay, this is really good. Now, let's do this one a little bit kind of like we did that, with a little bit of the red here and a little bit of the gold green. And then our painting will be done. What do you think of this way of painting using the negative painting for painting? I like it. I mean, I think that you could do this the traditional way, yes, but you will not have so much movement and so much, like if you are looking at a pile of leaves and the floor as if you're doing it right now. So there are certain subjects, they are just like perfect for negative painting. There are others which I will not try to, I don't know, make a building using the negative painting. Could I? Yes. Could it be done? Yes. But I don't think that it would look that great. So why do it, right? But things like this, it's almost like they're both meant for each other. You know, they put in the negative painting and then they're having almost covered the underneath paint color too much, and I wanted to show up a little bit. But like I was saying, these backgrounds for flowers, they almost make you feel like if they were made, you know, for each other. Okay, so that one perhaps a little bit darker, but I don't want to get too red because I have a lot of reds all around here. Okay, so water. And then perhaps what I'm going to do is get a little bit more of the green gold, especially the tip. We have this here. Ooh, how do you like it? More like this, like this? I don't know, I guess this is one of those that you can have it any way you want. Let's just put a little bit of color, not all of it, but let's just put a little bit of color here. And since I have, I have permanent rose, well, let's just do permanent rose. That'd be fine because we got a lot of greens around it, so it will give it a little pop. I just blend in some of this. And okay. And now a little bit later, and then maybe we can do this one as well. Okay. And since I have it here, let's put a little here too. All right, our painting is done. Beautiful, glorious. You almost look like you're looking at a pile of leaves, which is exactly what I wanted. But look how beautifully with the negative painting this came out. We carved that one, this one, which it seems like it's up there, and this one lightly, but it gives enough impressions that there are others. And instead, oh, and this one too, don't forget about this one, instead of just these sharp ones on the top.
So what do you think about that? Pretty fun, right? I hope that you give this a try, as fun, and then we end up with a beautiful painting. If you like what you see, I will appreciate it. You subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.